All right, here is three things that I have learned to never do after gaining 30 pounds in my bulking journey. Number one, I will never train like a bodybuilder. I have never trained like a bodybuilder and I will never will. The reason is simply because I have seen a lot of people who has built a lot of muscles taking like 3, 4, 5 years. But by the way, I'm also a personal trainer as well as I've been coached throughout multiple gyms throughout my journey. Just a side note. So when I give them some sort of functional endurance training, even with all these muscles, even with they are able to push through a lot of heavyweight workouts, when I give them a mixture of endurance training, which is like explosive resistance training type of workout, where you go through a lot of floor workouts, which has like still has resistance training, which is still a sort of resistance training, but you gotta do it. They gotta do it without taking breaks. Like for example, in the usual weightlifting, compound heavyweight lifting, you would be taking like 3 minutes to 4 minutes break depending upon the type amount of weight that you have lifted. For example, if you are bench pressing, after finishing your first set, you will go and take like 2-3 minutes break. But in this explosive resistance training, which is basically a functional workout, I gave them 5 set of workout they have to do for 3 sets, and in between each set takes like 20 minutes to complete. So there are 5 different types of workout that you need to constantly go from one to another to the next one to the next one, like that. They need to finish 5 exercise continuously without taking break, and when they finish one cycle in the 5 workouts, that's considered as one set. So when I offered them these when I asked them to do this type of workout, just within like 2 to 3 minutes they are exhausted, their muscles are cramping, they couldn't properly perform it, the proper technique, they're stumbling so much. The reason is because when you just focus on isometric movements to just build muscles, it does build muscles, it's really necessary, I'm not telling you to completely avoid it, but when you just focus on that alone, your body, your nervous system is not adapting, or is not being evolved. I mean, like, you're not being fully being prepared or molded as a complete peak performing human. Like in the olden days, you would have seen like humans are able to energetically run and hunt animals 10 times their size, like without being exhausted themselves. They would exhaust the animals. The reason is because they still had muscles, but also the type of endurance. We can only build that type of endurance from a different type of training, which is the explosive resistance training, not from the usual bodybuilding type of workouts. This explosive resistance training still builds muscles and also make sure that you have that type of stamina to perform a really exhausting amount of workout in for like 20-30 minutes without getting fatigued or without fainting, without feeling dizzy. So yeah, just like I said, they were not able to perform those workouts. Even myself, when I skip those type of endurance or explosive resistance training kind of exercises, in like 2 to 3 weeks, I can really feel a difference when I try to go for like a 2-3 kilometers run. I feel dizzy myself. I feel already tired after crossing like 1.5 miles. So that's why I'm telling you to build muscles that bodybuilding way, that only isometric compound lifting is the only way. That mindset is poison. That mindset is very wrong. And your tendons and your other joints and this minute small muscle groups throughout your body, they are also not going to adapt as fast as these bigger muscles. So that's why a lot of people also get injuries after like 2 years throughout their bodybuilding journey, like fitness journey, because usually every gym you go, the approach they give you or the way they train you is like a bodybuilder. Bodybuilding type of training is for the people who are trying to go for a stage, who are trying to perform in a stage, showing off their muscles. Like those type of training, that's not the way to approach to get a lean physique for a normal kind of person. For you who's like already having like a lot of things going on in your life, like business or maybe your career, your family, a lot of things are already filled in our plate is lot of our plate is already filled with a lot of things. So you cannot afford to train like that. Maybe you can try, but it's useless. I'm not saying it's entirely useless, but when it comes to doing physical activities that requires a lot of stamina, if the muscle is not built with endurance training, it's useless. Basically, it's useless. You would have seen a lot of people in the internet too. Some random guy comes and try to push the bodybuilder, and we might think that he might be able to have a chance against this normal dude. That bodybuilder might have a chance against this normal dude, but he doesn't. He pushes the bodybuilder one time and he falls over like a regular dude. That reason is because the muscles are not built to fight. The muscles are not built to endure exhausting type of activities. So that's the reason we need to shift. You need to make a shift from regular bodybuilding type of workouts to full-on explosive resistance training, full-on endurance training. Yeah, there will be components of bodybuilding you can see here and there, but that's the actual type of workout that you need to build the actual lean physique that you see that movie stars have, like the lean body physique that they have. Explosive resistance training is the way to go about it, not the regular bodybuilding type. If you want to try, you can. Maybe you have tried already and you keep on experiencing injuries and shit, that you have no idea how to do stretches properly, you have no idea what kind of workouts to perform to make your shoulders stronger, to make your tendons get better, how to recover from it. You have no idea to do that. That's why the bodybuilding approach is not for everyone. That's why explosive resistance training, the floor workout, the endurance type of training is best for you to build muscles, get ready your nervous system to use that in actual combat sports, like act more like a fucking predator in like real life, being able to run for kilometers, being able to perform your stamina in every aspect of your life. This shit doesn't alone gives you physique and endurance stamina alone, it also builds your mindset to a different level. There's like a lot of reason I could keep on adding and adding for not preferring the bodybuilding way to build a physique. There is a shit ton of benefits for going with the explosive resistance training. Explosive resistance training, I'm saying it again. The reason I teach people that type of training, that the reason I do that myself is because the reasons I said, basically, it's you will get a shit ton of stamina, you'll still build muscles, your overall internal gut health will get better. Regardless of the type of food you eat, this type of endurance training helps you produce a shit ton of growth hormones. Your testosterone will be at peak if you are a man, and a lot of this, nurturing type of hormones and bacteria, good bacterial growth will improve. Like those are not deep topics I will cover in later videos. But the point is, the benefits of explosive resistance training, which is endurance training, is that significantly a lot, like 10 times more than a normal bodybuilding approach that you are taking. So yeah, quit acting like a bodybuilder, quit training like a bodybuilder, and move to endurance training, move to doing explosive resistance training. Do that, you will feel a lot of difference. You will stop being a mouth breather when you have to perform your stamina. When you have to perform something that takes a lot of endurance, you will start to breathe through your mouth within like 10-15 minutes. You don't want to be like that. There's no use in being like a bodybuilder when you are just a regular dude having a small business, or like a career who's just trying to be fit and having a little bit of aesthetic look. You don't need to act like a bodybuilder. Train like an endurance athlete. So go with the explosive resistance route, and that's the best approach for you. So that's the one thing I have learned, to never take the bodybuilder approach and always go with endurance training. Always go and train like an endurance athlete. That's what I'm doing, and that's what I'm teaching. So it's like hot in here, really. The second thing that I'll never do is I will never count my calories. Well, obviously, yeah, you need to first set up a proper system. That's what I did. That's what I teach my clients to do. First, you gotta set up a proper system, which means you need to choose what variety of food that you need to eat, and you need to pre-calculate them while eating for the first 2 to 3 days, uh, and just put it in some kind of tracking sheet, or just if you can't have it in your mind, just have it. And every week you see, are you gaining the amount of body weight that you calculated that you might be gaining, and based on that, just calculate Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday uh, the calories that you are consuming, and the Thursday, Friday, and Saturday and Sunday as well. Just like calculate it in your mind, instead of just weighting everything and measuring everything and seeing, oh, it's like, is it like the 10 calories and 20 calories and 50 calories. Don't try to calculate that deep. Just do it for the first 2 to 3 days of every single week. So that's how you'll know, are you gaining weight, or you losing weight, or you maintaining the weight. That's how you'll know. So it's enough to just calculate the calories on the first 2 to 3 days of a week, and then you can just repeat the same food, or you'll have the idea of, okay, if I eat this much, like you can easily just assume, like if you're eating this much quantity of rice along with some vegetables, or along with some kind of meat or eggs or whey protein or whatever it is, you'll know how much calorie it has. So just calculate it for the first 2 3 days of every week. The reason you need to calculate it just for the 2 3 days of every week is because you need to gain weight every single week. So the amount of calories you need to consume every single week will change simultaneously. So that's why you need to calculate at least 2 3 days a week. So stop overthinking about going into the minute details when it's coming to counting your calories. Just make sure you are getting good amount of saturated fat. Avoid trans fat and unsaturated fat as much as possible. Make sure you're getting anywhere from 0.8 to 1.5 grams of fat, saturated fat. That helps you build get more good cholesterol, and as a result of that, you will get more testosterone if you're having proper sleep and all. So that helps you indirectly build more muscles. So that's another thing I wanted to add. So stop micromanaging calories. Instead, just focus on, are you getting adequate amount of protein as well as adequate amount of fat. Carbs, that doesn't matter that much. Yeah, make sure your meals are split properly. Don't snack in between. Give break for your gut to digest each meal properly, and let it have some break so that it can clean up the shit that you have put through for the past how many ever months. So have a meal between 3 hours space, have 3 hours gap between each meal, so that your gut can digest and rest a little bit, and then go for the next meal. So don't snack in between that. So another piece of advice is, if you are struggling to eat a lot of calories, just go with some consuming a lot of good fatty foods like ghee, butter, or beef if you like that. Or if you're a vegetarian, you can go with like peanuts, some type of certain types of beans, because I'm not a vegetarian. So we can look into that and choose the type of fatty food that you can eat a lot, so that you don't need to eat a lot. But I'm sorry, choose the type of fatty food that you can eat, so that you don't need to eat a lot, but eating an adequate amount is enough to fulfill the calorie for that specific day. So again, coming back to the original point, stop micromanaging the calories. Instead, focus on the basics. Just make sure you are eating a lot of calories, not eating a lot. So that's another thing. Stop micromanaging the calories. It just makes you exhausted. It just makes you give up and not be consistent. It will make you depressed when you don't see the progress, even you don't gain weight sometimes. Our body is not predictable. Human body is not calculatably predictable to a lot of degrees. So yeah, just focus on the basics and just live your life. Take care of the rest of the things in your life, business, career, your family. This thing, just put it on autopilot, let it happen by itself, let it become a habit. So that's why you shouldn't micromanage your calories, because it's super exhausting, I know, super annoying as well. The third thing that I will never do is I will never let my ego get over me. The reason I'm saying that is because we all have this mindset that, oh, if I'm going to work out, I'm going to work out, I'm going to have the best workout of the day, I'm going to work out as hard as possible for 2 hours. When you have that kind of statement embedded in your mindset, that becomes a part of your ego slowly, deep down, without knowing yourself. That becomes a part of your belief system, and slowly your ego will consume it and make it become a part of your identity. So what happens is, let's say for 2-3 days in a week you don't feel like it, like almost you wake up, you go through your work day, you come back home and you feel like, oh no, I'm already tired, I'm not going to go to the gym, I'm not going to do the workout, because what your mind plays is, oh, I need to go and lift this much heavy for 2 hours. I can't do that for 2 hours, so yeah, already I need to go I could plan something else to do with my family. Yeah, so let me just skip the gym and not do the workout for the day. And it cycles for the second day, the third day, and fourth day, and boom, like that, 2-3 weeks you are out of the gym, you are out of your system, you are out of your fitness journey. So what to do? Be humble yourself, humble your ego. It's gonna scream for 3-4 days, but it's fine. So what you gotta do exactly is do 5% of the work. Break down the activity. Let's say it's going to the gym, break down into as small as possible. First, okay, I don't feel it, but still I'm gonna put my shoes and I'm gonna check my weight in the weighing machine in the gym, or still I'm gonna go to the gym and take a picture with the machine I'm about to exercise. If I don't feel it still after going to the gym, I'm gonna just come back. Just say that. Don't even say to yourself, I'm gonna work out. Don't say that. I have a responsibility. I made a commitment to myself. I need to keep on respecting myself, because I committed that I'm gonna take a picture with the equipment that I need to work out no matter what. So what happens is, just to have a little bit of self-respect, you are gonna push yourself to go and take the picture with the equipment or measure your weight, or just to get inside the gym. You are gonna go anyway. So after getting to the gym, what happens? Maybe you might see people working out, you might think, okay, I'll do a little bit of warm-up, and after warming up yourself, you will feel like, yeah, I'm feeling like a little bit more good. I didn't expect it to happen. I didn't expect this to happen, so let me go and play my usual workout plan, go with my workout plan, and do whatever I want to do this day. And you start to lift this weight, you start to do a little bit of chest, shoulders, a little bit of functional workouts, a little bit of cardio, and boom, your workout session is completed at the end of the day. You might think this might not work, but it works 100%. You might have tried this before, but have this kind of basic mindset. If you are working out in home, have a mindset of, oh, okay, no matter what, I'm gonna shower every single day, and before showering, I'm gonna take 5 push-ups just to make my body warmer and a little bit sweaty, so that the water does not feel so cold. So yeah, this is like a little bit of minute statements, a little bit of minute what to say, it's not like, more like, it's not just a logical way of not just a logical way to make our brain take the action, but there's a little bit of emotional connection as well. In the first scenario, just like I explained, the reason we will go and take the picture, the reason we will go and measure the weight is not just because it's the small activity. It's also because we will lose our self-respect if we don't do that, because we have made a commitment to ourselves. So there is logic as well. Emotion, the logic is, it's a small thing to do, so let me do it. The emotion is, if I don't do it, I'm gonna lose self-respect to myself. And the same here, if you're doing a home workout, if you decided to do a home workout for the entire week, and if you decided to skip for 2-3 days, here what's going to happen, like, okay, um, the logic is 5 push-ups is not that hard, I can do it anyway. The reason we are connecting it with the emotion, which is, oh, the shower is going to be a little bit colder if I don't get my body warmer and sweatier, so let me just do the 5 push-ups anyway. That's the emotion. That's a feeling of shiveriness. So yeah, that's how you manipulate your mind to some degree to do the work anyway. You are going to miss a couple of days here and there, but to get back on track as fast as possible, you need these type of things to, yeah, always be in your fitness journey and not give up, not just quit at random points, not exit without an actual purpose behind that exit. So yeah, you without knowing yourself, you will quit. A lot of time that happens. Months will be gone, like 2-3 months will go like that, and you'll be like, damn, I took a long break and I didn't even realize that. Those kind of things might happen if you don't these type of things. So that's the trick right there. You just put your ego, humble yourself, and put your ego aside, and if you follow this, you will be so damn consistent. So let's come to the final conclusion. So I said that bodybuilding, working out like a bodybuilder is not the way. I said that don't calculate your calories. I also said that put your ego aside and do even the minimalist work possible. So how these 3 things are going to help you build muscles is not exactly the advice that's going to help you build the muscles, but the advice is these advice going to keep you aligned while you're trying to bulk yourself. In the bodybuilder routine, the reason I tell not to take the bodybuilder advice, the reason I told you to not take the bodybuilder route is because a lot of time you're gonna face injuries because of ego lifting, most likely. A lot of times your body is not ready for actual, in reality, movements. Like you are moving like a robot, like in the gym, like the isometric movements if you think, but in the real life you don't move around things like that. You don't when you're engaging in a fight, you don't move like that. It's completely different. So that's why I'm telling you not to take the bodybuilder approach. But you might misunderstood me as, oh, this guy is telling me to not take the bodybuilder approach. Without that approach, how I'm gonna get bigger, how I'm gonna build muscles. Trust me, you will. If you take the explosive resistance training approach, you will build muscle as well as endurance and enough stamina, as well as you will be a fucking predator if you learn a little bit of fighting too. But without that also, you will have a lot of stamina. You can stand up for yourself. If some random guy comes and try to make a fight with you, try to push you, you won't feel nervous. Like I have felt that a lot of times. You won't feel nervous. You will feel like even this guy tries to push, you will still stand. Like you will feel so strong. I bet you. I have been also worked out like a bodybuilder for a lot of months. I know the difference for myself. You will also feel it. You will feel the strength in your mind, the actual sheer amount of confidence in your mind, and you will also gain muscles. That's why I'm keep on telling you, don't take the bodybuilder approach. Take the endurance trainer approach, endurance athlete approach. So that's the first advice I gave you. The second one is don't count your calories. It's going to annoy you a lot and put you out of your fitness journey. So don't count your calories. Eat whatever you want. Make sure you're getting enough fiber, enough fat to get enough cholesterol. Make sure you're consuming good amount of protein. Don't get obsessed with calculating your calories. The third advice is don't listen to your ego. Put it aside. Be humble. Do the bare minimum. Have the mindset to start or to do the bare minimum for that day as per scheduled. So if you just do this every single day, follow this every single day, I know, like, not just 30 pounds of gains you could make, but more than that you could make in like 2-3 years. So yeah, I think you might have taken this advice seriously. This is my first video in this new channel, so yeah, in the future I hope I will make more videos that might be helpful to you. See you then.